Hi, everyone. So, I just want to bring up the topic of learning to expect consistency from your desires and really to expect consistency in all areas of your life. So, what I mean by this is when we are manifesting for particular desires into a reality, it's not just to expect that they're going to show up, it's to expect that when they come, we have the ability to maintain them and sustain them in a reality, because sometimes there can be a tendency, especially when we're dealing with 3D reality, when we do manifest things into our life, be it a person or a specific thing or whatever it is that you are manifesting, there can be a little tendency to fall back into the old story sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes when we are not continuing to either be consistent with identifying limiting beliefs or being consistent with our self, our beliefs, our values, or being just consistent with our self-worth. Because when we manifest things into our life, we do want to keep them in our life essentially, especially if they're long-term desires that you are wanting to experience in your life. So learning to teach your mind and your body to expect consistency means that you understand your self worth, and your self worth is to understand who you are and not what anybody else is around you, not what anything else is around you. It's to understand who you are. It's to cultivate the belief within yourself in a way that you are able to show up for yourself through your body language as well, so that when you are in company with others or in company with opportunities and things like that, that you are actually speaking for yourself rather than having to say much. It's about embodying this charisma within yourself, this security within yourself, and this stability within yourself, your values, and your beliefs, and knowing and trusting that anyone who is around you is going to recognize that within you as well too. So this is how we kind of cultivate consistency in our life, and it's how we expect consistency then as well too. So let's say, for example, you're working on identifying limiting beliefs and you're working on manifesting particular desires in your life. We'll bring in the concept perhaps of a relationship. So let's say, for example, you are manifesting a specific relationship, maybe with a specific person or maybe not with a specific person. It does not matter. It is all the same. But let's say, for example, you had been someone before who was not really very good at expressing what you wanted through your boundaries, through your communication. Let's say you want to attract good, clear communication from someone, and you want to be someone who shows up in this way as well too. You first of all identify exactly what it is that you want in your beliefs and work on the beliefs, on building your confidence up within this area. But as you do this, it's to expect and trust that the person that you are going to enter into this relationship with is going to reflect this back to you as well too. So this means that when boundaries and things like that are expressed, you are expressing them in such a way that you're confident in what it is that you're saying, but you're saying it in such a way like you have this invisible force backing you up, that you are not going to allow for any negativity or any kind of intrusive thoughts to come up and think that this person is not going to acknowledge that. It'll be the opposite way around. You will come into yourself and you will actually allow yourself to trust the other person and allow the other person to actually show up in that way. So this means that when you manifest in particular desires, you don't try to hold on to them, meaning that when we manifest particular desires in sometimes, because we're human, we do have a tendency to maybe do a little bit too much, because we think that continuing to try and do these things is what holds on to the desire in our life. However, it isn't about trying to sustain and maintain. It's about knowing it, and you know it by understanding your self-worth and your value. So when we attract our desires into us, we have this ability then within us to be so stable, to be so secure in our knowing and our worth and our self value and our trusting within ourselves, that we're allowing this particular desire to be permanent in our life, to be consistent with us. We don't have to try. Now, yes, I'm not saying you don't have to try as in there's no physical action and things like that. Obviously, when somebody is coming into your life, obviously you're going to have activities and things like that that you'll do together, but it'll be more of an expansive kind of way. There's no force, there's no, if I don't spend time with this person, I'm going to be unhappy, or things like that. And so it's to cultivate this knowing of expectant consistency from your desires. So ways that we can do this is obviously by identifying limiting beliefs and working on the beliefs, but also as well too is doing consistent things for ourselves. So this means that when we set certain goals for ourselves and then we achieve them because we're consistent with them, we're being disciplined with them. When we achieve them, it's that little kind of reward that reflects back to us what we know about ourselves, about being worthy and valuable and deserving of what it is that we want. And when we are wanting to maintain things then in our life as well too, we continue to grow within ourselves, which means that we continue to do self-care things, we continue to look after our mind and our body and our health, and we prioritize ourselves. So this is what it is when we are maintaining it then in our reality, and it's what it is when we are understanding our true worth and our value. So remember, when you understand your true worth and your value, you show up in a way that you allow your behaviorisms, you allow your words, you allow your body language to speak more for you than the words that you're actually saying, if that makes sense. So it's like you can show up, and you know when somebody shows up, you know where you can feel that sense of charisma, or you can feel a sense of their presence when they are around. You know what you feel when you are around them, and so they don't have to really express many words, but when they speak, you kind of listen, and you take in what they're saying, and you are being respectful and things like that because of how they're showing up. So I just wanted to make a video on this because I think it's very important when we're manifesting for particular desires. Expecting your desires to be consistent in your life is a number one thing to manifesting what it is that you want, because we can just manifest by just affirming for the physical thing that we want, and it'll show up in our reality. But to maintain it and sustain it, we want to be coming from a place where we are knowing and understanding our self-worth, our significance and our importance in this world, and that if we have a desire, then we're supposed to experience it and hold on to it for as long as we wish to hold on to it. And so it's to show up in that way, that knowing that we are expecting this consistency from the person, from the money, from whatever it is that you are manifesting in your life. So remember that it's understanding your self-worth, understanding that your values, your beliefs, your principles, your boundaries, everything that you want to stand for in life, it matters. And so it's to be able to express that in your authentic way, in your authentic self, and to love yourself coming from all of those values and beliefs as well too. If they truly mean that much to you, you want to be expressing them in the way that they do. So I just wanted to make a quick video on that, and I will chat to you soon.